here we are in a very active house and kitchen the day before Thanksgiving. So we've got a few things to do at this point to show you how to get the bread knocked down and prepped to go into the oven. It's not going to take too much right now, but this is an important part of the steps. So let's move on over this way. Here are the bowls from yesterday, and we'll start with this big one. We need to use the plastic again, so I'll try to take it off with a little bit of care. And we can see, actually it didn't rise as much as I would like it to, but it's okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to knock it down with the end of the handle here. We're just going to go like this, and you can see it is shrinking in size, though perhaps not as much as it could because it didn't rise nearly as much as I'd like to. I think it's probably because we put the cheese in. It just was so much in that batter that it didn't really know what to do. And then I'm going to scrape around the sides to get all these extra pieces. And we're going to take this and lump it all over to one side. Here I've got just good old cornmeal. Yellow cornmeal is what I use. You could use flour, you could use all sorts of other things on here, or nothing. But what I'm going to do is sprinkle this over it just to get a light coating on it. And this does two things. One thing it does is it keeps it from sticking in the bowl here, and it also keeps it from sticking in the cooking dishes. And then we'll go to the other side here. So the whole thing is covered over. Okay, from here, I just see a few other places I want to cover over. And then, just to make sure I have a really good coating, what I'm going to do is just twist it around a little bit. And you can see there's a little extra in the bottom there, but that's okay. Then, we're going to cover it back up. And we'll let this rise again for, I don't know, an hour or two. You could do less. It will rise again in the oven if you put it when you put it in the oven. I'm going to set it over here for a moment, and we'll do one of these other ones that's going to be a little bit better risen, I think. So, see, that's a little bit better. It still feels a little light from yesterday. All right, now that's all knocked down. We'll do a quick scrape around here to get all the stuff onto the bowl. We'll just move this all over to one side. Cover it over with the cornmeal. Oh, I said there was two things cornmeal did. I didn't explain the other one. It keeps it from sticking, which is a wonderful thing, but it also gives texture to the final bread, which I like it, and I tend to find other people like it too. So, okay, and there we have it. Put the lid back on, and we'll do this little one. See, you don't want too small of a bowl. This is the smallest bowl I'll use because otherwise this could rise right out of the bowl. So we'll do the knockdown. Now, normally on no-knead bread, one of the things that they talk about is you take it out and you turn it out and you just fold it 4 times on a floured surface. What I'm trying to do is avoid that, because that's just one more step of mess and cleanup that I have to worry about. And I'm not into mess and cleanup. So I'm into doing things as simply as I can with the least effort on the cleanup. None of us like cleanup. So, okay, here we are again. This one is a little bowl, so it's also hard to get it all the way around, get everything well coated. I do have to admit that there is a lot of cornmeal that we get used here. And there's another one, and this was what we originally bought, and then my wife bought a big bag of this stuff, and we use it pretty well. Then by the way, we'll see this a little later, but here's cornmeal that I've used previously that was excess. You know, when you bring it out of the bowl, you have excess cornmeal, and so I just save it, and I'll show you what I do with this a little later. So we will have these all set. I'll do this last one. Well, I'll do this one. Then what I've got, let me explain over here real quick. I have 4 bowls for the 4 loaves of bread. Now all of these have covers to them, and that's quite important because what's going to happen is I'm going to take these, when we turn the video off here, I'm going to put them into the oven. The lower oven's where they're going to fit. I'm going to put them into the oven and heat the oven to 450. I'll start that heating process probably in about an hour. My oven has a timer on it, or a thing where it'll delay the start of the heating. So I'll do that as soon as we get done here. I'll set the oven up, have all the bowls in the oven to preheat with the oven to 450. And I think we were figuring that that's about 223 degrees Celsius, something like that. So it's a pretty hot oven. And you want to be pretty careful. I actually got a burn a while back on my leg because the oven door came down and it hit the top of my leg, and just very quickly, but boy, that was a big burn. So really hot stuff that we're dealing with here. Everything needs a lid on it. We'll put the stuff in, but we'll do all that here in a few minutes, probably a couple hours actually. And that's probably enough for this point. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back.